It's time for my neighborhood of the month, and this time we're in Brooklyn with the spotlight on Brooklyn Heights. Before being colonized by the Dutch in the mid 1600s, the area was home to the native Lenape people and was known as Ipatonga, which meant the high sandy bank, since the area occupies a naturally occurring bluff above the riverfront. This elevation is where the area gets its name from. Brooklyn Heights played a key role in the Battle of Brooklyn during the American Revolutionary War. It served as the heavily fortified base to which General George Washington brought his remaining troops after suffering harrowing losses. The area's position and defenses allowed them to retreat across to Manhattan while minimizing further losses. The development of Brooklyn Heights as a fashionable neighborhood was directly tied to the onset of regularly scheduled steam ferry service, and this was facilitated by the real estate moves of Hezekiah Beer Pierpont. Pierpont had large land ownings in the area, which he wanted to subdivide and sell to merchants and bankers. But his target clientele lived in Manhattan, so he needed a way to entice them to the Brooklyn side of the East River while still giving them easy access to their businesses in Manhattan. Enter Robert Fulton, the guy who's largely credited with introducing the world's first commercially successful steamboat. Pierpont became a top investor in Fulton's company, and Fulton's ferry service began running in 1814. Once Brooklyn received a charter from the state to become a village in 1816, it enabled the streets to be laid out in a regular grid pattern, and Pierpont and the development of Brooklyn Heights was off to the races as the first commuter suburb. The number of houses in the area catapulted from only 7 in 1807 to over 600 by 1860. And due to its architectural elegance and well-heeled residents, the area quickly became the cultural and financial center of Brooklyn. Before the onset of the Civil War, Brooklyn Heights played a hugely influential role in the abolitionist movement. This was largely due to the influence and activities of Henry Ward Beecher, who was a pastor at Plymouth Church, which is still a part of the community today. In fact, Plymouth Church was actually known as the Grand Central Station of the Underground Railroad due to the number of enslaved people that passed through the church on their way to freedom. By the end of the 19th century, Brooklyn Heights experienced a bit of a decline for two reasons. The first was the construction of the Brooklyn Bridge, which made the area much more accessible to people of different economic backgrounds. That made the area feel less special to the upper crust who lived there, so they started to leave. The second impact was the construction of the Brooklyn-Queens Expressway. While the area avoided the fate of the BQE going through its heart, the northwest corner of the neighborhood was still lost. But the one bright spot was that the Brooklyn Heights Promenade was created in tandem with the BQE. The neighborhood saw a reversal of its fortunes in the 1950s when a new generation of owners started the Brownstone Revival, who then joined with the preservationist movement, which led to the passage of the 1965 Landmarks Preservation Law. And due to its incredible history and unique collection of historic architecture, Brooklyn Heights became the first designated historic district in the city. And thanks to those efforts, it's maintained its status as one of the most beautiful scenic neighborhoods in all of New York City.